All these books are shoved
Yomi Adegoke.
So.
Yomi Adegoke.
Yomi Adegoke.
Yomi Adegoke.
How would Yomi had a go at getting these fixed? That's a complete
It's not my
mess.
fault. Hi and welcome to BookTube with Simon and Amy. Today we're going to be reviewing The List by Yomi Adegoke. We read this as part of my book club that I host with Ange over at Angie's Bookish Chatter, who's on a hiatus at the minute, but I'll link her anyway, and our link to her Discord is down below. We host the Fiction Addiction Book Club together. We read one book every 2 months, and it tends to be a mix of different genres, different styles, different authors. So if you're ever interested in what we're reading, pop over to the Discord. You can have a wee nosy and see if you fancy joining along with us for some of the books that we've got to read for the rest of the year.
And if you want to know what Agnes thinks about them, tough.
Agnes responds in the Discord. She's on a hiatus for videos but no Discord, so you'll still get her thoughts and opinions. So
I blocked her on the Discord.
You blocked her on the Discord? That wouldn't surprise me. To be fair, one more cheeky comment for you and I think I'll be blocking you for the Discord. You'll be barred. The premise of this book is essentially we have a sort of a social media influencer power couple. They are due to get married and we're following them a few days before the wedding. And our main character is renowned for taking down men in the media who have been up to no good, specifically after the Me Too movement. And then there is a list released of high-powered men in media and celebrity and influencer lifestyles, and it is men who have been accused of rape and sexual assault. And she finds out, yes, and she finds out that her soon-to-be husband is on the list, and we're dealing with the fallout for that, how she handles it, how everybody around her handles it, and we get it for the fiance's perspective as well.
Me screwed.
Aye, for sure, me screwed. And there's sort of there's no really dubiety, I don't feel personally as a reader, as to whether he did it or not. I think that it was pretty clear cut.
Me did too.
Right, you're sounding a wee bit Yoda-esque. I was fairly certain that he had done. What about you?
So I think this is your classic. Man has behaved badly, but man doesn't realise that he's behaved badly. And so, I'm not saying that I had sympathy for him, but I think it made it more interesting than if it was a situation where, like, it was somebody who knew they were predatory. Then I think that would have been less of an interesting book. And I think what Yomi Adegoke does really well is when you see the fiance's perspective.
Michael, by the way, sorry, we've no said names.
I'd forgotten.
Ola and Michael.
Michael has essentially done what he's accused of, but because he doesn't think that he's done anything wrong, he feels like he's the victim. And I think that is probably the case quite often in these situations where bad behaviour is so ingrained in society they don't realise that it's bad behaviour. So I thought that was an interesting way to present it.
I would agree. One of the things I found to be the most interesting though was, I think, how Michael...
Is that the thing you told me not to do?
Yes, it was.
You said don't nudge anything because I'm putting the expensive equipment down there.
Yeah. One of the things I found the most interesting was Michael and Ola's friends and how they reacted to it. So Michael's friends were very much you've no done it, like it's alright, it'll pass, da da da. Like nobody ever really had a conversation out of Michael's friends, like, did this happen? Like none of his friends at all tried to hold him to account. None of them really even had a conversation with him about it other than, are you alright mate, do you want to go for a pint? Like there was absolutely no dubiety there. And then Ola's friends were very split. So there was one group of Ola's friends who were really like, if you're standing by him, then we trust that he hasn't done anything wrong and we'll support you. And there was another group of our friends that were like, if you go ahead with this wedding, like, it'll ruin you, like you're forever going to be tied to him, like your career's over, because your career is taking down men like him, and like you're going to be stuck with him forever, and like the rumours are just going to stick to you. And some of her friends were very convinced that he had done it based on their own experiences, and I felt like that was really interesting to see play out, because you saw the pressure that was on Ola to make sure she was getting this right, and I think she bared this responsibility, not just getting it right for her and her future, but try to get it right for Michael and his family, try to get it right for her friends, and then try to get it right for the readers of the magazine that she writes for and all the women who have been subjected to this. And so I think you really saw that pressure on her, and it wasn't just a case of, do I love this guy enough to figure out what's going on in our relationship. Like she really did feel the weight and the societal pressure of making sure that she was making the right decision, and I'm not sure I've really read that in a book before, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really interesting perspective, and because you're in Ola's head, like you just see all these opposing points of view and how difficult it is for her to even really understand how she feels about what has happened. She seems to put the pressure in everybody else's feelings over and above her own thoughts.
I think everybody in the book felt like Ola should do what they thought. But thought there was a moral imperative, whatever direction that was. So everybody she spoke to wanted her to do a certain thing, or else she was actively doing the wrong thing.
Yeah, yep.
And she had to bear more responsibility, I think, for the fallout than Michael did.
I would agree with that. The only person who really wanted Ola to figure out what Ola wanted was her sister, and she was very much a, like, I'll have your back through whatever, and she never really expressed her opinion. She just gave Ola that space to try and come to her own conclusions, whereas you're right, everybody else is very much like a, if you don't do this then that's on you. And I do think that that is very interesting when you see these big things happening in society. Loads of people, they almost hold the women who were involved to a higher standard as opposed to the men, because I think it is almost expected that men will be shit, and if you're a woman observing being a man being shit, then it's on you to make sure that you're standing up for you, that you're standing up for other women, that you're holding them to account, and if you don't then you are just as liable for his actions, which I don't find to be fair, but it was very realistically done in this book.
What it didn't really touch on too much, it kind of alluded to it, was we get these conflicting principles of believe women, innocent until proven guilty. Both can't be true. You can't do both at the same time.
Yeah.
And I don't think in society we've actually managed to accept that both of these positions cannot be simultaneously held.
I think you're right. What I found also interesting, I guess, is that we get to know some other people on the list, and you have Michael, who believes he hasn't done any wrong, although devil has, and then you have men who know that they have done wrong and just think, ah well, it's like perk of the job because they're rappers or athletes or higher up in business positions, and they're just like, aye well, I can treat women how I want and women are a commodity. And then you have other people who are like, absolutely haven't done anything wrong, who are on this list. So like there is quite a range of men, and I think that it's interesting that the men for the list got together and almost tried to form like a wee support group for each other. And I think that it was interesting to see them all together and interact, specifically the scene at the first meeting. And I think Michael is really appalled that he is grouped in with this group of men, because there are a fair few of them on it who have done things and who are there sort of bragging about what they have done, and he is disgusted, but he doesn't have the sense to think, well, actually, I don't really treat women any better. Like, I didn't like the side storyline with the athlete.
I was just about to say, can we talk about the ridiculous storyline with the footballer?
So there's a footballer on the list,
and it's ridiculous.
And he and Michael get close. Michael's probably he's the one that Michael gets closest to everybody else on the list.
Because we all just chum up the famous footballers when the chips are down, don't we?
Yes, exactly.
I've never got Gary Lineker off speed dial on a bad day.
And
I'm having a crap day. Well, I had a crap on the pitch, so I beat that, Simon. Thanks, Gary. You've cheered me up.
That's literally the only Gary Lineker tidbit you know, isn't it?
No, I know he sold the crisps.
I don't think he sold the crisps. Like, he didn't open my stall. Like, I think he just did the adverts.
Which sold the crisps. Otherwise, why would they do adverts?
Alright, fair enough.
Don't buy these crisps.
No, I know, but I'm just saying he wasn't.
I've washed my hands since that incident.
He wasn't like, do you want a packet of salt and vinegar, lads? Like,
I'm sure there's one advert in which he says that.
If it is, we'll include it. So the football player has been accused, and he's like, I haven't done it, haven't done anything wrong, would never treat women like that. And it turns out...
Ah! Spoiler! Stop doing this! It turns out something happens.
How can we talk about the ridiculous storyline if we don't talk about the ridiculous storyline?
The footballer has a very different situation to contend with, which is also, well, I mean, I suppose we can say he was falsely accused.
It was falsely accused.
Which is something that does happen as well.
Yes.
And so we see this person's life destroyed because he's falsely accused. Now that bit I think was worth including.
I agree.
What's stupid is that he becomes friends for Mikey for down the road.
Aye. It felt... Their friendship felt unlikely, but I do understand why
he
you
just
would...
admitted all this sort of other stuff related, but he didn't admit, but he just confided in this utter stranger, stuff that was career ruining. Like, why?
I think he felt because Michael was also like, I have been wrongly accused, that there was a bit of a kinship there, and they sort of understood where each other were at that point in their life. And I do understand turning to somebody that you wouldn't ordinarily out of desperation, but like, I do feel like we spent quite a bit of time on that storyline. Essentially, I feel for a bit of an emotional pull. See, no spoilers. But I didn't think that it was...
I'm sure we were very discreet about the fact you nearly spoiled it.
I didn't feel like it was a hugely necessary storyline, or at least the amount of time we spent on that storyline wasn't necessary.
Concur.
Have you anything else to say about the book?
No.
I feel like you've been very quiet.
It's because you haven't given me a minute to speak.
Fair. Aye, I do that.
No, I think that's it.
Cool. I rated this book a 5 stars. What did you rate it?
I'd probably have gone 4.
Nah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think the book club had a good time with it. So, one of the things that I don't think any of us particularly enjoyed about this book is the fact that it's set in London, and obviously the characters in it are slightly younger than us, our wee group that were reading it, and so there is a lot of youth speak and a lot of London specific slang. Now, to be fair, I do use quite a bit of slang, you don't use it as much, and you know, slang is very regional in the UK, maybe in other parts of the world also, and so some of the London slang just sort of gets right up my fucking nose. And it can just be quite annoying. I often find it doesn't make a huge deal of sense, although I'm sure yours doesn't to other parts of the world also. And so that's something that we sort of poked fun at about, but no disrespect to the author for setting it where she's
Some
from.
disrespect, you know, absolute twaddle, made up words, phrases that don't exist, total stupidity, and expect us to understand what the dickens she's on about. What's wrong with the perfectly good language that we provided?
Well, I thought it would be funny if I tested you on some London slang, and I have a list of words, and I'm going to let you know the words.
The list?
Yes, the list. And you can tell me what you think they mean. Are you ready?
Right.
Mandem.
Oh, that just means, like, people. You know, it's the mandem.
Aye, it's like a group of male friends.
I know that for the Jessica J song.
Fair, yes, although I believe it's Jessie J. Peak.
Great.
No, that is bad or unfortunate.
No, what?
Apparently.
Peak is good. Like, you've peaked. That's trough. They've troughed.
Bear.
Well, presumably that means fully clothed based on this stupid logic. Go on, tell me it does. Fully clothed.
Although, I mean, I suppose you could use it in that context, perhaps. It means a lot, which I do think is daft. Bear, because bear to us would be empty, so then you would never associate a lot with it, but...
I hate these people.
Here's one. Peng.
Peng.
Yes, peng.
Half a penguin. A wee bit cold. Not fully penguin freezing. Just as a bit, peng.
Attractive or good looking. Peng.
Oh, aye. That's really alluring, that is, eh? You imagine that sidling up to somebody. You look so peng tonight, my darling.
I take you seriously. Gassed.
Gassed. Does that mean you're amused? What a gas.
Excited, hyped up, gassed. Let me find some other funny ones for you. Hold corn.
Eh? Hold corn.
Hold corn.
Well, that surely just means hold the corn. What else could it mean?
That you're getting shot at.
Sorry, someone's shooting you and you're just coming up with stupid phrases about vegetables. Imagine being that 999 handler. Hello, ambulance, how can I help you? Oh, just mashing potatoes. Oh, right, did you call the wrong number? Did you mean Dealer Smith? No, it means I'm having a heart attack. What a daft thing to come out with. Why would you not just see in situations where you are getting shot? That is exactly the time when you want to be very specific and precise about what's going on. You want there to be no dubiety whatsoever. None. Knife crime capital England. Oh, help, help, help. I'm been avocadoed up the carrot. Which apparently means I'm getting stabbed, but no. Help, help, aubergines. Stupid. They deserve to get shot. Hope they shoot them in the mouth.
Whip.
Whoosh.
It's a car.
No, it's not. A car is a car. A whip is a whip. Nouns refer to things.
Duppy.
Duppy. That's not even a word.
It's apparently. Duppy.
If anyone says duppy to me, they're getting deleted.
It means to beat up / kill.
Slash kill.
I'm gonna duppy you.
I'm placing you under arrest for duppying with a mashed carrot or whatever it was.
I quite like this one, and you'll probably guess it. Chatting was.
Talking rubbish.
I like that one, to be fair. I think that's most of the funny ones, to be fair, that you'll react to.
Well, no wonder I'd react.
Oh no, one more. Gwop.
Got words of pointlessness.
Money. Gwop.
Of clearly got far more guap than sense. Thank you for watching. If you have used any of these terms in the last 28 days, unsubscribe! Don't come back! Bugger off! Bon voyage. Go on, just laugh! Just laugh! I was gonna wear those to lunch. Oh man, I'm gonna disgusting. You are a guappy ping flipping was avocado.